Hi, I'm Eon Forrest and have no sense of direction. You could even call me a real-life Leon. It's that bad sometimes. In real life, I have always bungled up my left and rights, probably because I'm left-handed and my mind thinks that because I'm left-handed and everyone else is right-handed, I just think dominant hand and I make them up all the time and always second-guess myself. In video games, it is very much the same. I constantly have to reference maps, and in older games such as Emerald, Platinum, and Black and White, I constantly use NPC checks calling back and trying to figure out where to go. It doesn't help that oftentimes I take crazy long breaks in the middle of my games I am playing for absolutely no reason at all. I thus rely on character prompts and hints on where to go next in order to get through some of the games the first time I played through them. And that reminds me, I should probably prompt you to click the subscribe button because this many people are subscribed and it's not a very happy for it at all. Look how short he is. Anyways, one of the games I got lost in was Pokemon Ranger, and I had a very fun time playing that game. It was very puzzle oriented, but at the very last puzzle, I got completely lost. There are no overworld maps in Pokemon Ranger, and there is a lot of nonsensical ledge hopping in the last area. Thus, there was one ledge I did not hop, which had the final answer to the puzzle, which I had already figured out what to look for and just couldn't find it for the sake of me. Thus, I put down the game for probably 6 months to a year before picking it back up and just googling where to go and being like, how did I just not find this single ledge to hop? And the worst part is, it was right before the climactic end of the story. So by the time I figured out the puzzle, I had like 5 minutes of gameplay left and all story meaning had been lost, and I was just sitting there like, well, I finished the game now, but I didn't really get that satisfying type ending because I had waited so long to finish it. Has that ever happened to you? Another thing that happened to me was in my Black 2. This was my first time playing through Gen 5 and I was doing it more or less blind. Even watching through playthroughs on YouTube did not help my sense of direction whatsoever because they usually cut out that traveling bit, so I had no internal map of Black 2 at all. And in the game, I was exploring every single nook and cranny that I possibly could, and I was determined not to get lost in this game, but it still ended up happening, and it was right at Driftveil City. There is this one little section on the grassy green hill where you can go right, but my brain had placed an invisible tree there, saying I could not go right, so instead I spent hours clearing out all of Chargestone Cave, which were higher level than my Pokemon, trying to figure out every nook and cranny in Route 6, getting stopped by random construction workers. This lady, where in the world am I supposed to go? I spent hours trying to figure that out on my own before I finally asked my husband, who was very surprised that I had not gone right in a single spot. How does this happen to me? This is kinda ridiculous. I really am just Leon sometimes, huh? Though those are a couple times I have been completely directionless and stuck in Pokemon games. Let me know down below, are there any games you have gotten stuck in for no particular reason whatsoever? I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye!